Welcome to REST, which stands for Resiliency and Empowerment Seminar today. I am your host, Susan Gans, and I am the founder and strategic advisor with Gans Strategic Solutions, where we operate at the intersection of business and human behavior. This show is about hearing from leaders of small, mid-sized businesses, as well as nonprofits, about their professional journeys, as well as hearing about their organizations, and very importantly these days, about how they are being resilient. Today, I am so delighted and honored to have a colleague of mine from the Female Wave of Change, where we've taught classes together through the Women Leading in Change, and this has been all done through a relationship that we've developed in what I call the 2D world. And her name is Roula Eid Sawan. And a little bit about Roula. Besides being a wonderful, most enthusiastic and positive person that I know, she's an executive, she's an organizational and systemic coach, a trainer, a motivational speaker, a mom, a wife, a managing partner at Team in Motion, a general manager at YCC, and an ambassador for the Middle East and North Africa for Female Wave of Change. So as I mentioned, she's the managing partner of Team in Motion, and that's a specialized company for team building activities, team coaching, and personal development training. And she's the general manager of youth and culture at Zouk Mikael municipality. She's a certified executive, organizational, and systemic coach from CCRR Global that's located in San Francisco. And she also holds a designation from the International Coach Federation. She's a team building provider and a personal development trainer. And only that, she holds a master's degree in commercial and industrial business administration from St. Joseph's University. And she also earned the trainer's designation from UFE. She delivers workshops at several universities such as USJ, ECA, and Antoine University, UPA, and is a motivational speaker. In addition to all of that, she is the ambassador for the MENA region of the Female Wave of Change, a board member of the Middle Eastern Partnership Initiative, and an activist in several NGOs to empower and motivate youth and women. She believes deeply that a woman can lead and be an efficient player in her country's development. And as such, she is a member of Business and Professional Women International. Previously, she was vice president in the Parents Committee at SSCC Soufi and member at the Lebanese Association for Sports Injuries Prevention. Having worked earlier in her career as a purchasing manager at the BHV store, then divisional manager at ABC store, and general manager for the American franchise Curves for Women. Roula recently hosted a TV show called Iza Badik, which means #IfYouWant. And it was an awareness program giving the choice for people to change in their skills and to shine from within. She gives coaching tips as OTV as part of her bi-weekly television interviews. Her mission is to create awareness in the community, highlighting the importance of teamwork and communication in our daily lives on personal and professional levels. Her hobbies are hiking, biking, swimming, and caving. She is married to Marwan Sawan and has 3 children, Ria, Lynn, and Anthony. Welcome to our show, Roula. I'm so excited to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much, Susan. It's a pleasure also for me to be with you today.
Terrific. So let's go back in time to earlier in your career and tell us about your journey from in the corporate world to now what you're doing is coaching and consulting.
Well, as you mentioned in my bio, for a while I was more than involved in private sector, corporate field, And I had a lot of positions, key positions, managerial and leadership. And at the end, when I had my third baby, I thought that it's time for me to step out, take a break, see what I gained from experiences and knowledge and know-how, and let's think what is next. So, and it's then, only then, after my third kid's birth, I stayed with him around the year, and then I started to work on my own company.
That's fantastic. So you discovered your own pivot. So tell us what it was like to make that change from a corporate structure to now being in your own business and running things the way that you wanted to run them.
Well, from a long time ago, I thought to be entrepreneur even when I was studying in the university. And that because I had my dad's mind, because he's also an entrepreneur.
Oh.
And we were educated in that idea. And my mom was also empowering me and supporting me. Yes, you can do it. It was just a matter of time in order to get a lot of experiences, and then to go out and to create my company. And I'm with my husband as a family business company with Team in Motion. So it was a nice experience and full of challenges, but amazing one.
And that's fantastic. Please feel free to drink water if you need to.
I don't have it yet.
So I didn't realize that Team in Motion is with your husband. That's so exciting. So what is it like to work alongside your life partner as your business partner? I can imagine at times it does get challenging. How do you separate, let's say, the business part and then the personal part? Because with these days, you could work 24/7. That's not healthy.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the main pillars when we created our own company, it was about dividing tasks. And each one of us had his or her land. And we're not kind of interfering with others. So he's amazing in everything like operational, so and creation. And I was full of energy to go out to do the business development, to do the negotiation, and all what comes with it. So we complement each other. And it was from the beginning, as because I worked with my dad while I was studying, and I noticed that we didn't have any relation like father and daughter anymore, because all relationships were mixed. So whenever we were meeting, we only talk business. And whenever he needs something, he called me at midnight to ask me something. So this was something that it was a concern for me if I want to do something with my husband. And this is why when we agreed on the way our relationship will be and what is needed from each one of us, it was simple. And till now we're sustaining, and we are our company is more than 12 years ago existing.
That is so amazing. And I love what you said, is that each one of you have your strengths and you're leveraging your strengths to come together and build a company with your complementary skill sets.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah.
So tell us how things are now in the sense of the state of COVID, uh, the, this global pandemic. What is happening with your business? How are you maintaining your resiliency? And how are you inspiring your clients to be resilient?
Let's be realistic that COVID changed a lot of things all over the world. So how about us as a small company? But what we have done, instead of reacting and just saying why it's happening, we try to navigate within this change. And we moved because, you know, the team building activities is more about we don't have any physical distance. Sometimes we need to play together, we need to get material together, so it's not kind of so healthy nowadays. So we moved now into virtual. We're trying and we are working with companies like how you can strengthen your team virtually, and by doing some team building activities, because now it's the new norm until further notice. Knowing that the team building activities on site are kind of not existing for nowadays, what shift in another way, it's about the coaching online and the trainings online and the team building, how the teams can adapt the new norm virtually and how they can be successful even though they are not on site, they are seeing each other's online. So it's a shift of product.
Yes. And I think that it's taken some people some time to get used to that shift. I know that in an organization that I'm involved in, the first reaction was, well, I guess we won't be doing in-person events for a while or any events for a while. And shifted the perspective and said, oh, yes, we will be doing events. They will be virtual via a video platform, and let's go. I think they were just like stunned that
Yeah.
I could say that with confidence. And that really brings us to how you and I met and start to work together. We've developed this very close, our own team building
Yeah.
relationship in serving the female wave of change, where we had to work together in this virtual environment by the fact that I'm in the United States and you're in Lebanon. So talk to me and the audience about how do you develop a successful relationship online when you can't physically be with that person?
Look, it's not easy, but doable. So it is kind of challenging, yet it's a decision to make to step out of our comfort zone. So whenever we're doing something online, we need to be fully present online. It's something even though we don't feel what's going on, but trust me, with practicing, we're sensing what's going on. We cannot say that the online ruined our life. It in a way it helped us. Look, like you and me, we met even 2 years before COVID.
Yes.
This relationship in order, and we're maintaining it much better, maybe like with someone near me here in geographically he's around. So how we're doing this, it's a way of practicing and accepting. that yes, it is a new norm. Everything cannot be online, but the majority will try to make it online in a way or in another.
Absolutely. And I love what you said about stepping outside your comfort zone and also
Yes,
accepting the situation and making concerted effort. I also love what you said about being fully present. And I think
yeah,
that's why people sometimes feel fatigued at the end of the day when they have meeting over video chat, because they're not used to really actively listening and paying attention and watching all the body language. Somehow we take it for granted when we're in person because we could just see the person more readily. But when we have to do it in this, as I like to say, 2D format, you have to really like focus. And I think that's to me that's the difference. And you can't really get distracted by other things too,
look,
because people know when you
yeah,
kind of step away.
but maybe because we are maybe at home and the office is now at home, so we might be distracted. What we need to accept also is the distraction here. It's okay. So you might see my son coming here and saying hi, cuckoo, and leave, and it's okay. It's not the big deal because everyone here is the same. You might have your phone ringing for a reason at home. So uh, let's keep it simple and let's accept that since we are now in our home office, so there are some new trends, some new ways of dealing with things or meetings.
Yes, absolutely. And uh, I so appreciate what you say about making the distractions okay. And we've seen plenty of examples of world leaders having distractions while they're being interviewed and so forth. So it's all good. We are all in the same playing field, right? When it comes to that.
Mm,
So let's talk about empowerment. How do you
mhm.
empower yourself and how do you inspire others to be empowered?
Well, I empower myself with being with people that empowers me. So I try to make if they want to say something about what I have done, it's not to criticize, it's more to let me grow. So as we met you and me, and I remember well one time I was so down, and you were the one who shifted me up, and you gave me the energy because you told me, no, I cannot accept seeing you like this because you are used to see me a lot of energy and positive. But sometimes we have to, and it's our right to feel down. But what is nice is having people like you, Susan, in our lives to be empowered. And same thing I do for others. I always tell people I'm here for you. Whenever you feel that I can be an added value for you, let me know. My door is open. I'm just a phone call away, and I'll be here to serve you. I don't miss any opportunity to share story or whatever. So it helps. It's a win-win situation because when people are hearing me, what I'm saying, they are delighted and they are happy and thankful for me. So I recharge in a way also.
That's so beautiful. And I also think it's good to acknowledge that we're not always going to be happy, and that when we are in a state that we're not happy, that we don't have to stay in that state. We can reach out to others who lift us up, and that it's part of our support system and part of our coping to have that around us. So I'm sure that you've had mentors and sponsors throughout your career. Can you talk to us about, some of the advice you might have gotten along the way, and have your mentors and sponsors changed over time?
There is something like a magical it was at a time or each time frame, there was someone whose it was put on my face in my journey to help me a chapter. And once this chapter ended, there is someone else, I don't know from where, I really don't know. And I didn't know why this person is here until they leave and they close this chapter. But one thing I really acknowledge and appreciate, all of them, you just have to search for it, and you have the passion and keep love in your heart to keep moving forward.
So I'm going to repeat that because some of that cut out, but what I got is that at certain times in your life, as you started and ended new chapters, different people would show up to help you navigate the way. Is that right?
It cuts from my part now. So it was.
It was, so I'm just repeating that you shared that it was magical that in each chapter of your life, there was a person that showed up to help you navigate the way and guide you.
Yes, and while sending a message, keep love shining in your heart in order to keep moving.
Very important.
Yes.
So it's keeping love in your heart to keep moving. And also, I think too, to keep perspective, right? Keep moving forward and having that perspective. And it's what I call the roller coaster ride of life, right? You have your ups and you have your downs, and that's what makes life life.
True.
So if you had to go back and have a conversation with your younger self, what is a piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
Don't wait too much till you are so confident. Work your self-confidence at your early age. When you are on your teen age, work your self-confidence and face it and move forward, and don't hide. Just be realistic that this is what you will need for the whole life.
Like that. Work into your confidence as early as possible. So important.
Yeah.
So Roula, what would you like people to remember about our conversation today?
The KISS method.
The KISS method, which is keep it simple, stupid, right?
And no, keep it simple and sexy.
You're so funny. You make me laugh. That is fantastic.
So life is a journey that we need to enjoy it. So just keep it simple. Love as much as you want. Be passionate about what you are doing, and keep walking. Make it happen.
So this now you can all see why I so enjoy talking to Roula, because it is that enthusiasm and passion with which she approaches her friends and her work and her family. It's self-evident, and it's hard to be in a bad mood ever when you're talking to Roula. She's overcome so many challenges, and she doesn't let those challenges get in her way. So I'm going to repeat it. She says, keep it simple and sexy. There you go. So Roula, I want people to find you and to pick up on all these positive vibes and energy that you have. How can they find you?
I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook under the name of Coach Roula Eid Sawan. ROULAEIDSAWAN. And Susan, thank you so much for everything you're doing for the community first, for women second, and for us as your friends third. So really you're shining from within. Keep on, and don't ever lose this amazing smile that you have.
Thank you so much, Roula. So I'm going to repeat that. You can find Coach Roula Eid Sawan under LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Roula, it's been quite a wonderful conversation with you today. I'm so glad we're sharing your messages with the world, because our world really needs this positivity. And I know that everybody's going to have a fabulous day after seeing you, and to rewatch this interview when you are feeling at a point where you don't know where to go next, or you're feeling down. A few minutes of this conversation and spending time with Roula, you'll be inspired. And again, to our audience, thanks for watching, and until the next conversation.